sometimes being in the mental health field, I'm always lost in things which are more in people's minds, and then they also contaminate me because they get into my mind. And what you're talking about, I just listened to three speakers, Biniji, Ravinderji and Vinodji. We're living in a country which is unmatchable in the world, from technology point of view, from financial point of view, from infrastructure point of view, from economic point of view. Where $1 million, when you invest in India, it becomes 80 million rupees. How can you compete? How a poor Indian can compete? We need to think about those things. There are inequalities enshrined in the system, not only in India but here too. Most of you know, as Binji said, that we are building gurdwaras on our caste name, and most of you, those who have seen me over 32 years in the Bay Area, I have been going to every gurdwara, every mandir, every mosque, every church. 15 years I was on the Interfaith Council of Contra Costa County. 10 years I served as a commissioner with the city of Concord. Why? Because that is the only way we could spread the message of Dr. Bhim Ambedkar to the community, those who don't know about us. When I did the first parade, July 4th parade in Concord, many years ago, you could look at the recording of that parade. It's online with the city of Concord. That is the first time when I mentioned that what India got from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he took it from New York, from Columbia University. And all his teachers, those who gave him the education and the wisdom about social issues, how he got kind of empowered by those ideas from his teachers. Even though all the experiences he has in India, growing up, and after he went back to India, all the discrimination he has to endure. And most of you said that he has given his family, his children, to the community. And why it took us only time when we came to the United States to think about him? Because we cannot blame people, we need to blame the conditions we are into and the conditioning we have. And who created that conditioning? People, those who came before us. A few days back somebody sent me that video about how Dr. B.R. Ambedkar got the name Ambedkar from his nephew. You must have seen, you are the one who sent me that. So when we are born in the urban areas in India, in the cities, all the RSS people will say, if you are born in the rural area in Punjab, we didn't have our own identity. Nobody will tell us who we are. And nobody will, even in the future, except we think about our own identity, who we are. It is not the caste we belong to. It is the deeds we do. And what deeds we do, we need to not only tell our kids to shine in education, as Dr. Ambedkar said. He put education on the top of the list. And that's because of the education we are here and we could go to places. And because of the education we could do our businesses. Because of the education we could show to the world that we are not less than anybody in our caliber, in our intellectual capacities, in our cognitive abilities. But it only happens if we really take the path of human welfare. Most of you just said that Ambedkar sacrificed his family. Guru Gobind Singh, we are celebrating soon his birthday. He has sacrificed his whole family too. And before that, many people, before Guru Gobind Singh came, they sacrificed their family. They couldn't devote their wholeheartedly efforts to raising their families, but they raised the community. They raised the issues which are more relevant to the larger community, to the bigger world, which people at that time were not able to see themselves. They showed them the path beyond their eyes could see. And that's where we need to go. We need to look at the message of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and we also look at the conditions, how we are being conditioned. There are structured inequalities not only in India but here in the United States too. I work in the prison now. 90% of the people, those who are in prison, as you know, the legal system here as well as in India is so expensive. Recently you all heard about President of India talking to the judges, how they need to work on the eradication of this prison mentality in India, that why poor people are only being thrown up in the prison. In America too, look at the immigrants, those who come to earn their livelihood here. They are put in the prison. And more than 90% of those prisoners, they take the pre-bargain or pre-deal, that's called deal bargain, without any trial. And most of the people I see in the prison, they cry, "Doc, I didn't do this. I was framed, Doc." And I feel as an individual so small in front of those huge issues we're dealing with. Once we join efforts together, we join hands together, we could really do something about it. So we need to look at what are the good deeds Dr. Ambedkar told us to do. As you heard from Vinny, that don't worship Ambedkar, worship the deeds he has lead us to. We need to follow the footsteps of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his message, how to create equality among people, and don't relegate yourself to your own gurdwaras and mandirs and institutions. Go to the mainstream communities. Don't live on your own islands. Go to other people's islands and cross those bridges. And education is the one which could help you to cross those bridges. Tell your children not to limit yourself among your own institutions. Go across those bridges which B.R. Ambedkar built. Why Modi BJP government has to take the name of Ambedkar today? When they were the one who put him outside the school, they didn't let him go to the school building because of his deeds. Because it has become a necessity of the hour that you have to improve the condition of the masses. And he fought for those masses. Psychologically, we need to build ourselves. We need to build our children to bring them at par. And if some of our children are really shining in their education, we need to promote them. And how do we promote them? We need to inspire them. We need to stand behind them. If somebody wants to get into leadership position, help him or her. Nobody gave us the platform to speak. We have to learn on our own. So make sure that we are sitting here and then unity, Vinodji talked about. When we get something, there is a share of Mr. Reddy. He's a South Indian poet. He said, "Na bas mein zindagi iske na kabu maut par iska." ना जाने फिर भी क्यों इंसान खुदा होने से डरता है, खुदा होने से नहीं डरता। ना साढ़े हाथ में मौत है, ना साढ़े हाथ में जिंदगी है, फिर भी असी कहने असी खुदा हो गए। So we need to really pay attention to the deeds we do. We need to pay attention what our children are looking forward to and how we could lead them with unconditional love. And that's what, and we have to, if we have to suffer what Dr. Ambedkar has to suffer, we need to endure that. And that's why we're standing here, that we did endure that. Nobody gave us that platform. We have to create our own, and that's what he did. But only he did because he worked not only for his family, not for his immediate families, but for the masses. And we need to create that, and our institutions, even though we are small people here, small group of people here, those who come on a regular basis, but we need to continue the legacy of Babasaheb Ambedkar and the message he has given us. Education, agitate and unite. Agitate, most of the people